Alright, I just wanted to make another little segment and show that I'm working on this Deluxe Reverb type amp. And I'm just installing my sockets in the chassis, and I already put in a few grommets here. So I'm just in the process of putting these little 9-pin sockets in. And I like to flare these out just a little bit. Then I take me a little piece of sandpaper. I believe this is like 1200 grit or something like that, and I just kind of hope you can see that in the camera. Got my camera in a little different position, so hopefully it's a little better. I just score them up a little bit, nothing serious, you know, but just so they're not it seems to work a little bit. It seems that they take solder a little better when you do that. And hopefully you can see that. Just pushed into the chassis and get a screw. It's kind of awkward doing this. And then I gotta find some pieces, parts. I'm looking for a little tooth washer is what I'm looking for. I thought I had them out, but apparently I don't. And I might have to go looking for them. Oh, here we go. I got a few different sizes in this bag here from the local hardware store. I think I'll just dump them out. A little nut. I don't know, I guess you can't see what I'm doing there. But if I set it up like that, kind of see what I'm doing. And then I like to take me a little dab of this Loctite, and you don't need a gob, you just need a little dab, and run it down. Usually you can hold the screw tight enough with just your finger, and just a little dab of this red stuff and a nut. So I'm just doing a little chassis prep. Putting these sockets in. Usually what I like to do is I like to get my sockets in and my pots in before I put any of the transformers in, and I'll wire up my heaters, just the heaters, and then I'll start putting transformers in and stuff. That's the process. I got the board here. I think I got all my on the top board jumps that I want to make done. And I did a little bit of under the board jumps, and I think I got them all. So board's getting kind of dusty now, so I still gotta put all the components on the board. It'll sit in there, something like that, you know. And I got some lift-offs or stands for it, so it'll sit up off the chassis a little bit. And this is the doghouse can on the back. And just using this fiberboard that I got from Mojo Tone for the filter caps. It'll be good enough. It's got to be trimmed up on the corners a little bit and stuff, but should work just fine. And I'm going to use the green wire for the heaters. Green solid core type wire, type original blackface type stuff, you know. Or maybe you don't know, I don't. This is typically what Fender used for heater wires back in the early mid-60s, I guess. And what else can I say in this little segment? That's about it, really. I'll have to get all this put together, and then I'll make another segment on what it looks like. And then I'll have to wire the heaters and install the transformers and go from there. I got a batch of resistors coming in the mail, and I was hoping they'd be here today, but when I got home from work and checked the mailbox, they weren't there, of course. So either they'll come later today with a different postman, because we usually get 2 in our neighborhood nowadays, or probably get them tomorrow. I got a hell of a mess here. Need to kind of clean I got everything cluttered in here because of the video segments I've been doing, and I got everything kind of cluttered in here. Probably should just take a minute and clean everything up. I got my output, my choke, and my reverb driver transformer. The power transformer's around here somewhere. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've lost the power transformer. Yep, I have. Oh, there it is. Sorry for my head being in the way. Power transformer. Alright, well, let's call that good for this segment, and I'll have to do some of this off camera and kind of just explain what I did and stuff, I guess. Alright, thanks for watching if you watched. Bye. Alright, I wanted to stop at this point, make another little segment on this amp that I'm building. Just wanted to show that I got my heaters wired in across the tubes, and I got a couple little terminal strips for my grid and screen resistors. And this is kind of a new thing that I'm trying out. I'm going to try out, and kind of keeps the heat away from the, hopefully you can see that in the camera, keep the heat away from the resistors. And if they ever need to be changed, you know, 20 odd some odd years down the road, should be easier to change them out. And I still gotta wire the power transformer into the heaters. But you want to keep your polarities on this all the same. So even though they're all twisted up like this, this side is this side down here. I'm going to say down here on V1. And then this side, hopefully you can see this in the camera, this side is all the same, clear down to V1. It's a good thing to keep the polarity all the same, I believe. And what else can I say? Yeah, I got my marks for the board all marked up, the mounting for it anyway. You probably can't see it in the camera, but one of these things, you know, I had to go buy a drill bit for it because my little drill bits, apparently I've used it for something else and broke it. It happens a lot to me because I work on cars also, and not as a living, but just as a hobby and stuff. And I got a couple of hot rod cars, a few actually, and I always break drill bits trying to drill through steel because I get impatient and But since I'm building this amp for myself, I'm trying to take my time, be patient, and as you can see here, it's not like a traditional Fender you'd find from the mid-60s or something. They just, you know, lumped them over as quick as they could. It looks, in most amps that I've seen from that era, they wired them up as quick as they could. And this, I've got them all square and in a nice line and symmetrical. And does that help the tone and stuff? No, probably not. But it's kind of nice. I like it. Does it help it work any better? Questionable. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the point that I'm at now. My little terminal board's in there. It's kind of a new idea. I've seen other examples of that kind of thing, and I thought, well, maybe give it a whirl. And I only got the one end of the resistors soldered in. I still got to attach, you know, wires to this side. Once I get the transformers in and the board in, and still got to populate the board. Haven't done anything with that yet. But anyway, I got to sneeze, so I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching if you watched. Bye. Alright, wanted to make another little segment. I'm working on this filter caps board. And I already got 3 of them in place, and just wanted to kind of show how I did this, or how I do this. I got a couple resistors in place, and I'm just kind of marking where my leads will do a little bend type thing. And I marked that one in the wrong spot. I like to get it to where you can see the values, you know, so the next guy that ever comes along can see what he's dealing with. And I just like to put an easy bend in there, nothing sharp, you know. Some stuff I'll put an actual sharp bend in, but I like to, on these, I just want a nice easy bend, and so there's no resistance. And that looks pretty good. Sorry if my head's in the way. I kind of size it up and fit it in there, and then I run just a little bead of silicone on the back side. Don't need a lot, just a little bit, just a little bead, something like that, if you can see that. Just run her on down, nice and easy. I like to bend these over so they, oops, went the wrong way. I like to bend them over so they have like a little hook on the eyelet. It's not like I've done this a billion times, but I've done it a couple times. Trim off the lead there a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. Try to make it look nice. I got a little bit of masking tape holding these resistors in place, so they're kind of wiggly. But once everything's soldered into place, got a couple of jumps there. Alright, one more. This one I kind of got out of alignment. Scooch it down just a little bit. I like to try to get stuff symmetrical, pardon me. Best I can, anyway. Pretty much just use my fingernail for this. And some things it makes hard because I grow my fingernails for playing acoustic guitar and classical guitar, which I probably should do more than I actually do. I don't play as much as I used to. Let's see. When I was a kid in high school, shoot, I must have played 16 hours a day. Sometimes I would play so much that my hands would swell up. Oop, sorry, I'm hitting the camera. Hope I'm getting this in the camera. But anyway, I would play so much that my hands would swell up and itch. And then I knew it was time to quit. Running a bead along there reminds me of doing an intake manifold, if you know what that is. Done plenty of those. Done more intake manifolds than I have filter cap boards for sure. Try to make it look pretty. Like to just bend them over and give them a little hooky there over the eyelet. Probably already said that. Get my clippers facing the right way. And as the lead goes flying off. And there you go. Still got to attach some wires that come up through these holes and stuff. Anyway, I'll let that sit for a while. Let that silicone set up. I put the transformers in the, let's see, where can I set that? Let's just set that there for now. Get rid of my silicone. Put the transformers in the chassis. Hopefully you can see that. Look nice. Mercury. They're all Mercuries. And Mercury makes good stuff. I've used them before on other stuff and they've always treated me nice. Inside there. Still got nothing wired. I thought I'd stop and do the filter caps board and then go from there. So the build's coming along. Anyway, I think that'll do it for this segment. Here's the backing board for the filter caps. Kind of messed up this hole a little bit. That's my own fault. The other ones are nice and neat and stuff. This one I kind of effed it up a little bit, but it's functioning a little work. There ain't no trouble there. But it looks, whoever gets into the amp to change the filter caps out 20 some odd years later down the road will kind of be like, well, he kind of effed that up, didn't he? Oh well. Life goes on. I can't do everything perfect every time. Just do the best you can. Oh, I guess I ought to say I'm using F&T electrolytic caps. They're all 22 at 500 volt, 22 UF. A couple of 10K metal oxide resistors there. Kind of set that out of the way there. Got a bunch of junk and the drilling the chassis and stuff. Yuck, all over again. I did have it cleaned up, and now I got crud all over the place again. That's what happens when you're building stuff. At least for me, anyway. Alright, well, I think that'll do it for this segment. I don't know what I'm going to do next yet. I guess I could start populating the board here. That takes a long time. Probably one of the funnest things to do, but it takes a while. Quite enjoyed doing this filter cap board. Hopefully it works. I'm sure it will. Alrighty, well, that'll do it for this segment. Thanks for watching if you watched. Bye.